These are a few clips from our video, well, the last video that we shared with you guys where we made bacon. And we made bacon in two different ways because we wanted to try doing a more natural, nitrite-free, kind of minus the commercial cure style bacon. But we wanted to see how that compared side by side with using a commercial cure as well. So across the week that we captured this video, we did kind of use the commercial cure and that more natural one, which has salt and a whole bunch of like spices as well, including some of our homemade onion powder. There was like paprika and some other goodies in there as well. And basically that all kind of got mixed up. Both of the different cures got rubbed all over the meat. That got put into some Ziploc bags and that sat in the fridge for a week. And we were kind of flipping it each day until it was ready to smoke up. Then we took it inside and did a bit of a taste test with you. And I said at that stage that what we would do is on the following day, I'd pull out the phone camera and I'd film the packing of, well, the slicing and the packing of the bacon so that you could see exactly how much we ended up with once it was all kind of sliced up. Now, I didn't really capture a story that I could edit together particularly well for that. So what I'm going to do in the rest of this video is just include the little clips that I did capture over that day as Russ and I were doing the slicing and the packing, the vac sealing, and I'll put it to a bit of music with a little bit of commentary that we've got so you can see how it all turned out and what's in the freezer. So you can see here Russ is just slicing away at the bacon. We are using one of those commercial meat slicers. This one here is nothing special though. It literally is something that I'm pretty sure we got from the Good Guys or somewhere like that. It was less than $100 when we got this particular one. It is probably a little bit small though. Like you do have to hold it by hand when you're doing those slices. That little plastic bit that I showed, it doesn't really hold a long piece of meat like this one here. So yeah, it did mean as Russ was doing it, he was having to hold those pieces by hand, which always makes me a little bit nervous. But yeah, it does mean that when you do this sort of thing, you tend to do it to a certain point, and then you end up with the last bit of meat that you tend to leave as a whole big piece of meat. It even makes me uncomfortable watching it as I'm editing it. Now, as he was doing that, as often happens in our kitchen and around the property, one of us will be doing one thing, another person will be doing something else, and then it all kind of comes together and gets the job done. So the thing I was doing was working on the vacuum sealing. You can see I'm chopping vacuum seal bags here, just getting them to the size that I wanted to be able to pack up our bacon. I do sometimes get asked the question on do I prefer the bags pre-made or making them ourselves, and I do tend to like making them ourselves. Just that way you can make it exactly the size that you want for what you have. You can see here each of the lots of bacon does look a little bit different. In fact, I think in a second Russ actually commented on that, so I'll let him talk to that difference in terms of what he was observing as he was cutting the two different bacons.
These are all the nitrate ones, and these are the non-nitrate ones, and you can definitely see the colour difference. So there is definitely a colour difference. This looks more appealing, like I can see now why this looks appealing in the shop. That looks like whereas this is, because it's got like, say, a grey colour sort of thing, but still, when we did the taste test yesterday, this was definitely the most tasty. I don't think that looks bad.
I reckon it looks pretty good. You can see here we ended up with quite a decent pile of the sliced bacon, and then there's all those big bits as well. And very purposefully, we were leaving some of the big, larger chunks because we found that from the prior bacon that we've made that having the big pieces is really handy for when you have like pasta and stuff and you want to be able to cut things a little bit thicker. And as you can see here, we ended up with an awful lot of bacon. I can't actually remember how many packs we ended up with in the freezer in the end, but plenty of both the nitrite and the nitrite-free bacon, which of course we're going to eat through both of those. They're both very tasty, very delicious, and definitely a blessing for us to have in our freezer. I think in the end we ended up with about 3 kilos from this lot that we made. 3 kilos. So this is after it's all been frozen up. And I tell you what, it's a pretty awesome thing to open up your drawer in the freezer and see it packed with the nice big chunks of bacon like this one here. But also plenty of the sliced bacon ready to go as well. As always, thanks a bunch for joining. Catch you later.